Hey, what's up guys, my name is Cherno and welcome to episode 122 of Game Programming. So last time we basically fixed up our button and I think we got pretty much everything to work as far as the standard button goes. You can see that if we press it, it turns red and we can release the mouse and action will be performed, and we can override pretty much all the button behavior from outside the button using all of our different callbacks essentially and all of our different interfaces and classes that we can put here. So for example, we can provide the button with we can set a button listener which will let us override all of these behaviors. So entered, exited, pressed, and released, which is pretty awesome. So that's the deal with the button, and that's pretty much complete. Now, the thing that I promised I would do last time is, of course, basically give the button the ability to set an image as the actual button, right? Because in a game, having text as a button like that is usually not how things go. So for example, in Realm of the Mad God, as you know, there is like a little button for settings or a little button for to return to the Nexus and all that stuff. It has a little like icon essentially, and you press the icon and then that obviously will perform something. So that being said, excuse me. That being said, we have to actually implement that behavior. Otherwise, it's a little bit weird not having that in our button class, and we will definitely need that going forward, which is why I'm doing this. So let's not open that button. Let's just go ahead and open our button. It's going to be pretty simple to create a button from an image. Okay, all we're going to do is we're going to give the button class basically the ability to have any kind of image. Okay, it doesn't have to be a buffered image. I'm pretty sure we might run into some trouble. Hopefully we don't though. I'm just going to call it image. I'm not going to call it icon. Image should be fine, to be honest. And then when we create this, we can we'll have a public void set image. This is probably all out of order and everything, but let's just leave this like this. So if we set an image, of course for this it will go ahead and just simply say this.image equals image, and if we set null here, then that will basically be equivalent to just clearing the image. And then all we have to do is draw the image, okay? So basically what we say is if image doesn't equal null, then what we'll go ahead and we'll do is essentially everything but that. So this will be else. Oops. Okay. So if image doesn't equal null, we'll go ahead and just draw the image. And you can see this is going to be really easy as well using Java's graphical API. I've kind of gone ahead and not written a pixel rasterizer kind of deal for the UI, as you know. I'm kind of, because I'm rendering that at native resolution rather than upscaling by like 3. And also I've just decided that it's probably a better idea. And for you guys as a bonus, I guess you guys get to learn what it's like kind of to use two things. Well, not necessarily that, but now you can say that you know how to do everything from scratch yourself, but also you know how to use Java's API, which is also very important. So we don't actually need to specify width and height, I'm pretty sure here, by the way. 0, 0 is clearly not what it's going to be. We'll go ahead and use this. We'll go ahead and just bring them out here so that we don't have to calculate this every time. It shouldn't be too expensive. This stuff will usually be instant to calculate, especially. But this is just. I'm sure Java won't create this on the heap or anything, or this won't even enter memory. So it's fine. Anyway, let's not get into the technical aspects because this is Java and it's not about that. This isn't C++. So that being said, we'll draw the image at XY. The only reason I brought these out here is just to make the code cleaner. Nothing to do with performance. Okay, cool, brilliant. So there we go, we've got it. That's it, actually. I'm not even kidding. Let's make another constructor just for this purpose. We've got init, and I believe that init runs. When does init get called? I believe if we were just to run this, we could look at the stack trace. So it runs when we call add component, right? So when we add component, the component gets initialized. So that happens. Yeah, you can see that doesn't happen when we actually do the button. When we actually set up the button and create the button. It's only when it gets added to the panel. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to actually write a private void in it. Okay. And then this will basically do pretty much all of this stuff. So, or pretty much all the all the kind of common stuff. So we need to do this stuff. Okay, and then I'll call init from here. We don't need to do any of this because this stuff is just specific to that, essentially. So label position, yeah, that's fine. You can see we've passed that along, and then we probably didn't need to do that because you can see there's really not much code there. But in case we add more, it's probably a good idea to bring it out into a method. The reason I brought it out into a method is because we're going to use the same exact method in the other constructor, okay? So we're going to make another constructor which takes in a position and a listener, probably. He'll take in a position, an image, and a listener. Whoops. Okay, we'll call init, definitely. We'll, position and size will be added here. Now, for size, I'm not sure, yeah, we don't need that. You can see we can just pass position, which is good, because the size is going to be the size of the image, by default. I don't think we need to do any fancy scaling, just make your assets the right size and you'll be fine. Now, we don't need any of that. And really all we have to do is make sure that we call set image and we set the image. Okay, I'm going to actually call set image rather than this.image equals image, just because if you've got a setter, you should call it, because this might do some fancy stuff in the future. And we don't want to kind of, you know, have two paths to reach the same destination. That's always a bad thing. So there we go. That should be pretty good. Excuse me. That's, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, I'm pretty sure. So if we go back into player, let me just bring up the resources. And the, let's just see if we've got a nice texture we can just display as an icon. So projectiles, not really. We don't really have anything, do we? I guess we could like display player front or something. In fact, let's do something like that. So res textures and player front. So the way that we'll provide an image is we'll create a button here. UI button, we'll call this image button equals new UI button. So the position we'll make is probably going to be a new vector 2i. I'm just looking up here. We'll make it something like maybe 10 and then like 360 or something. New image will be, we can actually just do something like image io.read new file res textures and player front.png, and then action listener will just be, we could probably just put, no, I don't want to put null there. We'll make it just do the same thing as this. I'll just copy and paste this. Okay, there we go. So that is the deal. Okay, let's come up here quickly, import the file. Of course, that's a try catch. So let's surround this whole thing with a try catch. And then we'll just do something like, I'm actually going to extend this API to just taking a path, to be honest, because this is madness. But we'll do something like panel.add component image button. All right, let's see what happens. A crash. So Nullpointerexception. Where from? So it looks like label was null. Okay, that's fine. So what tried to init that? We added that, it added that, and then, oh, okay, I see. So we don't want to do this. We only want to do this. So if label doesn't equal null, we add that. If it's null, we don't want to do anything with that. Now we've got a Nullpointerexception again. Wow, this is going great. What is null here? Size is null. Okay, that's a problem. So update. Oh, okay. We do need a size. The reason we need a size is because we need to be able to, yeah, we absolutely need a size. The reason the size is important is because we want to be able to check the logic of whether or not the button is being pressed. And of course, to figure out if the mouse is on top of the button, we need to know the size. So instead of passing in nothing, I'm going to pass in new vector 2i image dot get width. That's weird. image dot, we might have to switch to a buffered image if this is really this bad. Image dot get height. It looks like it is this bad. Okay, buffered image it is. A buffered image is pretty much the implementation we want to use anyway, so I'm not sure anyone, if anyone would use anything else other than this. This will return a buffered image anyway. So there we go. That looks pretty good. Let's run this. Success. So you can see the guy is down here, and if we click him, we get probably a null pointer. Yep. Didn't even have to. There's not much that can go wrong on this line of code except for actual listener being null. Why is that null though? That shouldn't be null. Oh yeah, we forgot this. Whoops. Let's make sure we do that, eh? All right. Click, and you can see action performed works as if it was any other button. Now, let's quickly make a button because I'm feeling adventurous today. We'll go ahead and we'll make it, so we'll make it 16 by 16, and we'll make like a kind of nexus thing. Now you guys know I can't draw, so don't be too harsh here. I want to fill everything pink first. I'm going to select my pencil. I'm going to kind of select a dark kind of gray here, and I want to try and draw that next. I think it was like, from memory, because I haven't actually played Realm of the Mad God since 2012. I think the next is, not that we have to copy them or anything, but I think it was something like this. Oh, look at that. That's just perfect. Look at me. Maybe I can draw. Maybe I should be an artist. Lol jokes. Okay, so there we go. That looks pretty good. I don't know if I need to add things to it. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, it's not even in the center. Wow. That's okay. It can't be in the center. Well, it can be. We could be really cool and do something like this. Okay, that's going to be the deal for now. I don't really care, obviously. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that into, into this directory. So we'll call this, for now, we'll just call this home. So it's in textures right now, but you know, whatever. We'll go ahead and set the image here to be home.png. And there you go. It's rendering without that alpha thing, and it's also very small. So maybe we shouldn't have made it quite that small. 16 by 16 is tiny. Let's go ahead and fix the alpha not rendering thing, because of course we're not rendering it ourselves. So, look, I'm gonna be honest. The easiest way to do this is just, I'm not sure, I don't know Java's API well enough to say whether or not it's got like a set alpha color type deal. It probably does. I mean, maybe it does, actually, I'm not sure. Let's quickly just explore that. Image.set, anything to do with alpha? Maybe it doesn't. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is just going to be to make your UI elements actually have alpha. So we can do that by selecting everything that's pink. So we'll just, there it is. Okay, and then just deleting it. Okay, so that way it's going to save it as a 32-bit image file, which of course Java can handle, and it should be the best. So there you go. I forgot that this was a dark gray, so let's maybe select, first of all, let's just buff this up a little bit, and also let's select a better color maybe. So we'll just basically drag that like that, and maybe that will work better. I'm not sure. I'm not really in the business of making this look good. That looks like absolute rubbish. Let's scale it up. See, this is one of those videos that is unfortunately turning out to be more of a, oh, that was horrible. Turning out to be more of a art lesson, and not a very good one either. Nearest neighbor, please. All right, that's pretty good. You can see if we resize the image or whatever, it'll just resize properly. So there you go. We've got a bit of a button here. So let's make that button quit the game, because why not? System.exit 0. Boom, done. Not that that's, you know, something you probably should use in your code, system.exit, since it'll just basically crash the game without doing anything, like, for example, saving. But anyway, that looks pretty good to me. So we've got basically every kind of button. I'm pretty sure we've got the ability to create anything we want. Remember, if you do want to change this on click or something, on mouse over, yeah, what you could do, I'm not excuse me, I'm not actually going to bother with implementing that myself. What I'll do instead is I'll let you guys do that, because as in, I'm not going to put it into the API. I don't think it's necessary. What you can do is you can simply override the UI button listener, and then just set on entered. You can be like, change the image to something else, for example, and you can make it like a lighter version of the image. Or if you were cool, you could even edit the pixels so that you don't have to have two images. You could do whatever you want, right? It's up to you. You can always create a buffered image from a bunch of pixels. So you could, you know, read this image and then change the color. In fact, just because I know that I'm going to get questions being like, what did he mean? Let's go ahead and I'll give you guys an example of this, and we'll call it a day. We'll call it a night. So this is the image. That we read. I was going to also extend the API a little bit, but screw that. So we'll have image, and we'll have image hover or something. All right. Oops. So I'm not sure why this just caused so much trouble. What's wrong with this? Oh, it's an image. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get the raster, get data buffer, get data. You know, we'll do the same thing we did. What is it? Data buffer int or something. We'll do the same thing we did at the beginning of the entire series. Is that gonna work? No, it's not, because I'm missing a bracket. Best? Maybe not best. Okay, now it's good. Yay. Okay, we'll set that to null. We'll set them both to null. This is exactly the same thing that we did at the beginning. At the beginning, we did the same thing. Okay, what that does is it gives us a reference to the pixels inside this image. Okay, so this is a reference. Okay, it's not a copy. So if we change these pixels, it's going to change the pixels inside the image. Okay, one of the biggest things that I saw that people didn't understand when I look back 3 years, because it's been that long. When I look back 3 years and I look at the first episode and I look at the comments. The number one thing I see is people are like, well, how on earth do the pixels in image get updated? Well, the deal is, this isn't like another variable we're making that gets set equal to this. It's a reference, okay? Because arrays in Java by default, in fact, arrays and objects in Java by default just get basically passed by reference all the time. You can't control that. And then every primitive value, like a boolean or an integer, gets passed by value. That being said, since we've got a reference to it, if we change these pixels, it's going to actually change the pixels in the image, which means that the image will be modified. Okay, it's pretty cool because it's a really easy way to do that. We could have done something weird like image.setRGB, and you can see that you can set individual pixels. That stuff is very slow and excuse me, not very nice in the code anyway. So instead we have this. So what we can do now is basically say that I'm going to create another version of this image called image hover. And you can see if we try and make a new buffered image, there is definitely a way to make this from a pixel array. I have no idea what it is. I've never done this before. So let me just Google that. Buffered image from pixel array. Okay, Stack Overflow. Oh my god, it's terrible. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was. But it's not, because the guy on Stack Overflow used set RGB for everything, but instead I just realized we can create a new image, take the reference of that, and then set them equal to this. So best. But basically what we'll do is we'll do this. We'll say image. So we're creating another image with the same width and height. as the other one. Again, this will be type int ARGB. Make sure you use ARGB, not RGB, because we want transparency. So we need an alpha channel. What we're going to do is we're going to go through every pixel in the original pixels. So we'll say image.getHeight, y++. This tutorial has really blossomed into more than just what you guys bargained for a bit. Is y and x already in use? Yes, it is. I want to be cool, so I'll call this just YY because I don't want to. I'm terrible with variable names. Okay, so there you go. You got everything here now, basically. Now what we're going to do is we're going to basically do the same thing as this. So we'll call this original pixels, and then we'll call this new pixels, and then that's going to just get it from image hover. Okay, and then all we have to do is set new pixels. So if we were to set new pixels xx plus yy times image, we can use, you can see I'm using just the other images width and height. They're the same, right? We created the new image with the same width as the original image, so the width and height are the same. Equals original pixels. Now if we just did that, yeah, it would just copy the image. That's cool. But what we want to do is we want to actually extract the color. So we'll say something like int color equals that, okay? And we can do something like, let's just say we want to brighten it by a bit, yeah? We could do this. I'm showing you guys a really, there's an easier way to do this for this case, because you can see everything is just one color, but I'm showing you guys just a general case of how we can do this. In retrospect, I probably should have split this up, but anyway, into another video. But anyway, that aside, we'll extract, we don't really care about the alpha channel, so we'll just extract the RGB channels. So we'll do something like color, and so the red channel is that one. We'll extract that. I'm not going to go over how this works, it's really simple. And if you guys want me to cover this kind of stuff in more detail, you can always drop a comment. Let's just get rid of these extra things. 8. Don't need that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say r plus equals. Now, I don't know how much. Again, you should clamp this to be no greater than 255. But we're at like 142 right now. You can see RGB. So we probably will, let's just say, we'll go up like 50 or something. That should be safe, right? And then now we can be like, this equals color, so the alpha channel. So we'll do something like color and that. That'll be shifted 24. Okay, now we do the real stuff. So we have the red channel. So we are reconstructing the color now. Okay, we've got the red channel, the green channel, and the blue channel. So I will probably divide these up like that, just so that it looks, just so you guys can see it. B. Oh, whoops, we don't need that. Sorry, my bad. This should have been shifted right. Let's see. What am I doing? Yep. I got distracted by talking to you guys. All right, there we go. No need for that. That'll bring everything back. We did need to do it for this though. That's why I got distracted. There we go. So we brightened everything up by 50. Now the reason I did this was because it doesn't matter what color it is now. Yeah, and I'll prove it. I'll have like a little section of green, which I'll just cleverly check to make sure it's below the threshold. And I'll probably just make this section here green. Okay. We'll see if it works for that. But let's, that should be good. So now what we can do is we can be like image button dot set button listener new UI button listener, and what we'll do is we'll override just one method. Public void, oh well, two methods. So let's go back to the UI button listener. This is taking longer than I thought, but it proves that this API is pretty solid, I think, since you can do all this. So instead of button.setColor, we'll say button.setImage for both of them. So when we enter, we'll set it equal to image hover. And when we exit, I really hope this works, by the way, because I've never done this before. We'll set it equal to this. Yeah. I'm not sure if I think if we just mark this final, it will work, right? But then we might not be able to do this stuff. Okay, so new plan. Buffered image hover. And we just get rid of, where is it? We'll get rid of that. Oops, that. Okay, cool. There you go. So exited, we set it equal to that, entered, and then exited, we set back to this. So let's see what happens. A crash? A class cast exception. Okay. Was that not right? Let's see what we had in game. No, that does look right. What happened? Where am I? Did I... What? Why is that a class cast exception? That's a data buffer, that's a data buffer int. I'm sure we can cast that. Unless it failed loading or something. That's a bit weird. Oh, come on, I don't have time for your stupidity, Java. Work. So what's the image? Did it load the image? It should have, right? I don't even know what the freaking width is. Width 32. Well, yeah, it looks like it loaded the image, but then it's giving me a class cast exception. Why? That should be totally legit. It's the exact same code that was here. Let me just copy this. I'm sure it's identical, but maybe there's an extra bracket somewhere I didn't mention. No, there's not. Oh, worst. Worst Java. Why is this happening? Why are you hacking me? I really don't know what the deal is, guys. It looks like it should be working. This returns a buffered image. We used a buffered image here. How is this code any different? Maybe it's because it's from the image? I don't know. Does it work for, let's see if it works for this little thing. Yeah, this is annoying. This is annoying. I was hoping this would just work, but you can see that it's being really annoying. I'm just kind of just making it work here, making it compile. It works for this one. What? Maybe we can't write to it because it got loaded from a thing. What? That is just bizarre, man. That doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't affect that, right? Why does it happen for that line and not this line? The only difference is this image was loaded in. So maybe it marked it as, I don't know, maybe it screwed it up somehow. That's really annoying though, because that means that we'll have to read it ourselves potentially. Oh, okay, if anyone figures this out, let me know. I don't have time for this, so I'm just going to write another for loop. Why? Don't worry, this code is going to get removed. Plus. That's great. So it looks like we can get rid of original pixels then. We can just read and write to the array at the same time. Okay. New pixels x xx plus yy times image.getWidth equals image.get RGB xxx yy. How does that get the image? Let me just quickly inspect this. Okay. Object in data. Okay, that went too far. Raster.get data elements. That's weak. That's weak. Alright. Yeah, done. So we'll say color equals that. Then we'll reconstruct it. That should work. Are you... Okay, null pointer, that's better. Why is that null? Oh. Because... Hang on. Oh, no, it can't be... Oh, it can be. Hang on. Well, I'm lost now. This should be up here. This should work, I think. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Oh, maybe not. Alright. I'm kind of sorry that I decided to do this. That's the correct amount of zeros. I'm kind of sorry that I decided to do this now. Because it looks like this game programming episode just took a turn. Okay, that worked. My maths must be wrong. It's usually never that. So... That's definitely correct, man. New pixels image.get width. Unless it's just not reading that properly. I bet it's just something to do with that, man. Okay, show me what the pixels are. They're fine, that's white, so... Oh, no, that's fine. Don't know about white, maybe that's transparent, I don't know. Oh yeah, that would have been, well, the alpha was 0, so it's fine. But, yeah, that's fine, that's legit. So what's going on? Why are you a hater? We get the channels, we definitely did stuff to them. We reset new pixels back. What are these getting set to? 'Cause it looks like they're getting set to... Looks like they just don't have an alpha channel. Okay, that's definitely not nothing. Let's try setting the alpha to white, to full. Ooh. What? What's going on? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, there we go. So you can see it brightens it up. But why on earth did the alpha channel hate me for? Oh, I know why. It's because I'm an absolute moron sometimes. That's what I meant to do. Or not. we didn't need to shift it. Oh, well we did if it's like that. What is up, man? Okay, yeah, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. It's because if we do want to reassemble like this, we have to properly reduce it to be a byte, because it's not a byte right now. It's like 4 bytes. So we need to basically do this, even though we're not really going to use it. Or alternatively, we could do this. We could do this, and then just do that, and that should work. Yay. So you can see how it makes the image brighter now. I'm so sorry that that took so long. I don't know why. The biggest problem was the fact that you can't apparently get the buffer from a buffered image that you load in from a file for some reason. If anyone knows why that was exploding on me, please let me know. But there you go. You can see that we have a button that now changes, it becomes brighter, right? And you can see it works with the green or whatever. We can probably just bump this up even further. There you go, you can really see it now. In fact, just so you guys, look at that. See? It's getting brighter when I put my mouse over it. Pretty cool. so you guys don't complain that I didn't show you close enough. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Now, if you did enjoy the episode and you want the source code and other rewards, then be sure to support me on Patreon. So Patreon is a pretty cool website where you basically pledge something, and it's usually either per month or per video. My Patreon is per month, which means that you can basically pledge any amount of money per month to me, and you get some pretty sick rewards for this. So if you pledge $5 or more, you get access to the entire source code of the game programming series through a GitHub repository, okay? So basically what happens is when you pledge $5 or more, please, the other important thing is that since it's a monthly contribution, it's a pledge, and Patreon collects these pledges at the beginning of the month, if you guys pledge, like, for example, on the 10th of, like, August, then you will get it at the beginning of September, right? You won't get it straight away. But, however, it happens to be like the 28th of September right now. So if you guys pledge right now, you will get it in like a few days rather than having to wait a month. So it's a really good time to get onto this pledging game. It helps me make a lot more videos and high quality videos as well. And of course, it also gives you guys access to some pretty cool things. And of course, for $10 or more, you do get access to a pretty cool email address where I will basically just reply to you and help you out with any programming related topics or any live topics, to be honest, that are in my power to help out with and whatnot. And you basically get some pretty cool support from me, but basically, you know, that's for the super users, but for the general public, I feel like the $5 per month is a really good deal, and yeah, especially because it's the end of the month, so we'll get a new batch of people in the GitHub repository now. So thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, please be sure to hit the like button, and I'll see you guys very soon with another episode of Game Programming. Goodbye.